Hello students, today we are here with our next lecture of biomolecules. In our previous videos we had completed the different types of carbohydrates, monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharides, and in this video we will discuss about the another biomolecule, that is amino acid. Amino acid is a microbiomolecule. Clear? Many amino acids combine to form a molecule of protein. About 20 type of amino acids are required for making a complete protein molecule. Some amino acids are also essential for our body. About 100 type of amino acids are essential for our body for performing the other different functions. Clear? So today we are discussing about amino acids. Amino acids are basically microbiomolecules, and these are the monomer unit of proteins. About 20 amino acids forms a single molecule of protein. The bonding between amino acids is the peptide bond through which these amino acids gets joined. Except these, about 100 type of amino acids are required for performing other functions in the body. So 100 types of amino acids are required for other functions. For example, like ornithine, it is an amino acid. Histidine, it is also an amino acid. These are required for performing different functions in the body. Now come to the structure of amino acid. Amino acids are the methane derivatives. We know that methane, these are the methane derivatives, and we know that the structural formula of the methane is CH4. Structure is like this. This is the structural formula of methane. In this methane, one hydrogen is replaced by one amino group. This hydrogen is replaced by acidic group. One hydrogen remains the same, and one hydrogen is replaced by any other alkyl group. Now, or any other group. It may be alkyl group or any other type of alcoholic group or any other functional group is there. This is the structure of an amino acid. It is the methane derivatives. One hydrogen is replaced by amino group. Second hydrogen is replaced by acidic group, and one hydrogen remains the same, and one hydrogen is replaced by any other group. So this is the amino acid. Clear? Now what are the different types of amino acids? In this amino acid, NH2 group is basic in nature, and this group is carboxylic acid group. This is acidic in nature. So on the basis of functional group or the amount of functional group, the amino acids are basically classified into three categories. The three categories of amino acids are: if the amount of amino group is equal to the acidic group, then the amino acid will be neutral. Clear? If one amino group and one acidic group is present, then this type of amino acid is neutral. If the amount of amino group is more than acidic group, then the amino acid is basic in nature, because the basic group, that is amino group, is more in number and the acidic group is less in number. Then this type of amino acid is called as basic in nature. And if the amount of amino group is less than acidic group, then this type of amino acid is acidic in nature. So these are the three types of amino acids on the basis of the amount of functional group present in this. Now the examples of neutral amino acid is glycine and serine. Neutral amino acid, the examples of neutral amino acid is glycine and serine. The amount of acidic amino acid is lysine and arginine. That is acidic, basic amino acid, that is lysine and arginine. These are the basic amino acids. And the amount of acidic amino acid, the examples are glutamic acid, aspartic acid. The examples are glutamic acid, aspartic acid. These are the acidic amino acid. So these are the three important type of amino acids on the basis of the amount of functional group present in the amino acid. Now on the basis of requirement, how much amino acid is required in the body, on this basis this amino acid is again classified into two categories, that is essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Clear? So on the basis of requirement, on the basis of requirement in the body, the amino acids are categorized into two categories. These categories are essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Basically, essential amino acids must be present in our food. They cannot be synthesized in the body. So these are the essential amino acids which is supplied by the food we intake. Clear? So this must be present in the food. This is not synthesized in the body. So these must be present in our food. These are cannot be synthesized by our body. But the non-essential amino acids are not present in the food. They are synthesized in our body. Clear? They can be synthesized in the body. Now the examples of essential amino acids is tryptophan, methionine, phenylalanine. The examples are, I am writing on the upper side. The examples of amino acid are tryptophan, methionine, phenylalanine. These are the examples of essential amino acids, and these can be provided by the food which we intake. And the examples of non-essential amino acids are glutamic acid and aspartic acid. These are synthesized by the body itself. They cannot be intaken by food. Some of the amino acids are also called as semi-essential amino acids. which are required only during the growth period and during the lactation period. Some amino acids, the third category of this type of amino acid is semi-essential amino acids, and these semi-essential amino acids are required only during the growth period and during the lactation period, that is histidine and arginine. Clear? These amino acids are histidine and arginine amino acids. Now come to the structure of amino acids, where the R group is changeable. Clear? The R may be alkyl group, or it may be any alcohol or any other functional group. So on the basis of these different type of R groups, the amino acids are of different types. So we are taking examples of 2 or 3. Normally the structure of amino acid is like the methane. Clear? Normally the structure is like this. This is the NH2 group. This is the acidic group. Here the hydrogen is present, and here the R, any other group is present. If this R is replaced by hydrogen, then this is called a simplest amino acid, that is glycine. If the R is replaced by hydrogen, then it is the simplest amino acid, that is glycine. Clear? So this is the glycine. It is the simplest amino acid. If the R group is replaced by methyl group, if this is the amino group, this is the acidic group, hydrogen, and this R group is replaced by methyl group, then this type of amino acid is again the simple amino acid, that is the alanine. If methyl group is present in place of the R group, it is an alkyl group, and this type of amino acid is called as alanine. If in place of this R group any alcohol, that is CH2OH, it is methanol. Clear? If at this place CH2OH, if this is the alcoholic group, if this alcoholic group is present, then this is the amino acid called as serine. It means on the basis of R group, the amino acids are of different types. Nextly, we will know about how the bond is formed between two amino acids, because we know that many amino acids bonded together and forms a long chain of protein, that is called as polypeptide chain. In between the two or many amino acids, peptide bonds are present. How the formation of this bond taking place? Now we are understanding how the formation of bond takes place in the amino acids. Now, in case of carbohydrates, we have seen that glycosidic bonds were there, and in case of amino acids, the peptide bonds were there. So, bond formation in the amino acids. Now, the process of bond formation. This is the one amino acid. This is the one amino acid. Here the R group is present. This amino acid is combined with the other amino acid. Now one functional group is combined with the other functional group of the amino acid. This acidic group is combined with the amino group of another amino acid. Clear? Here the one more amino acid molecule, that is COOH is here. Here the H, and here the R group, and the NH group is shifted towards this side. This is NH2. Clear? So this is the NH2 or the amino group. The bond formation will take place between these two. Here, one water molecule gets removed out from here, and the bonding present between this. The bonding is between CO and NH. Clear? Here the complete structure of this amino acid, and here the complete structure of this amino acid gets joined. The bond is formed between this CO and this NH, and this bond is called as peptide bond. When many amino acids, hundreds and thousands of amino acids combine to form larger molecules of proteins. Clear? So that chain is called as polypeptide chain, in which many amino acids are combined in this way, and the bond is formed between them is called as peptide bond. So this is all about the amino acid, its structure and its classification. Now in our next video, we will discuss about the polypeptide chains, or we will discuss about the protein molecules, which are the macromolecules. Thank you very much.